This is an article that was sent to me by 3 people that I want to give a shout out to. Stephanie Cooper, who sent it to me on Twitter, Adam Levine, and Vince Wild, who emailed me links to this same article. You actually sent me 3 different links, but it all went to the same story. This story's wild, by the way, and needs ultimate coverage. I mean, so apparently a guy has served his friends tacos made from his own amputated leg. Okay, that's a good friend, huh? What the hell? What the hell? A couple of years ago, this story, by the way, came out on Vice, okay? It happened years ago. I don't know why it's resurfacing now. This happened before there was a Weird AF News. Believe it or not, I don't know what the world was like without Weird AF News. I don't know how you guys dealt with it. I can't even remember my life before Weird AF News. A couple of years ago, 38-year-old Shiny, who prefers to remain anonymous, was hit while riding his motorcycle. His foot was shattered. Doctors said he'd never walk again, so he elected to have his foot amputated. They also let him keep it. 3 weeks after his accident, in the summer of 2016, Shiny invited 10 friends to brunch, according to Vice, who interviewed him recently. They ate apple strudel, puff pastries, fruit tarts, and chocolate cake. They drank gin lemonade, blah, blah, blah. And the main course was the fajita tacos made from Shiny's severed human limb. What the hell? Were the friends told ahead of time? I mean, how do you... By the way, this Vice article has photos of the amputated leg here. I mean, it wasn't just the foot. It's like cut off mid-shin here. Well, you need that much meat if you're going to serve these people. Gross, by the way, gross! How? So apparently cannibalism is not a federal offense in the United States. Since when? Cannibalism is not a federal offense? We need to get more... I don't know, information on that, because as far as I knew, it was illegal, right? You can't be eating people. What is the deal? Outside of Ohio, where the act of eating humans can land you in prison, whether the human gave consent or not, there are no laws prohibiting it. So I guess one state? Something must have happened in that state. I don't know what that was. Some barbecue gone wrong. Most states have enacted laws making it illegal to obtain and eat human flesh, but in the remaining 49 states, it remains kosher. What? They make it legal to obtain it, but not eat it? I'm very confused. Anybody a lawyer out there? Anybody a cannibal lawyer? Which is why Shiny feeding himself and 10 of his friends his foot fajitas. Foot fajitas. Oh, man. It's also okay. It's kosher, apparently. So, apparently there's a quote here. They say it tasted like buffalo, but chewier, super beefy, and a little fatty. I can't even get into it. There's a long interview on Vice if you guys want to find. The pictures are terrible. So here's some cliff notes to the interview questions on why he ate his foot. He said, "It's not going to be cremated and chucked into a landfill. It's a part of me, and I want it back somehow. So I guess he thinks by eating it, it goes back in him." Very strange. This sounds like some squirrely satanic religion. On why the doctors gave him back his amputated legs, or leg, I guess. He said most hospitals have policies where they will release your body parts to you because of some religions where you have to be buried whole. So I just signed the paperwork. Okay, so you can get your... That's good to know. You know, you get your arm cut off, you can pick it up on the... I'll be at the takeout window where I can pick up my wallet, my shoes, and my arm. What the hell? Oh, what do they put it in a cooler with ice? How do they pack that? They put it in a doggy bag. It's just new meaning to a doggy bag. On preserving the meat, he said, "I got back to my place and I froze it, of course. I couldn't find a taxidermist who would take me seriously." And really, that's a weird request for a taxidermist. And freeze drying it was too expensive. It would have been $1,200 to freeze dry the thing. If I had the money, I would have done that. On being weirded out by his amputated foot, he said, "I had 4 friends with me at the time. It was all surreal. We picked it up. We were playing with it. Didn't seem like it was a foot. It just seemed like an object, not a piece of a person at all. There was no emotional connection. In fact, that was the weirdest part, was that it wasn't weird." I think you guys are sick. That's what I think. What the hell? What, you played with it? You threw it on? Hey, go out for a pass, Bobby. Oh yeah, I'll bet I could chuck this foot 40 yards. Touchdown! How many feet did you throw that foot? What the hell? On finding 10 people to eat his foot. So obviously it was voluntary to find people to eat the foot. He said, I invited 11 people. No, someone was like, no, sorry. I'm fasting that day. Someone's like, no, I'm not doing it. Why, are you vegan? No, I'm just not I'm not a cannibal. That's just not a thing I'm into. He said, I invited 11 people. I said something like, hey guys, remember how we always talked about how if we ever had the chance to ethically eat human meat, would we do it? Well, I'm calling you on it. Calling you out. Who's doing this or what? We doing this? 10 of them said yes. There were several different groups, friend groups involved. He says, I approached one group with the idea that they were like, totally, because how often are you going to get this chance? One friend said she'd asked her boyfriend, a chef, if he would do the cooking. Perfect. What? They're acting like this is just so, run-of-the-mill activity. This is like going to brunch or something. I can't believe this. Regarding the recipe, the chef marinated it overnight. Foot marination. I want to see the YouTube video of that. Well, if you guys are going to eat a foot, you first want to marinate the shit out of it, because otherwise it tastes like, years and years of a locker room. And this guy had athlete's foot several times. Okay. Marinated it overnight and sauteed it with onion, pepper, salt, lime juice. Served it on corn tortillas. For the full recipe, there's a link in the Vice article if you want to get on that. On the taste, they said this particular cut was super beefy, had a very pronounced beefy flavor to it. The muscle-like cut was tough and chewy. It tasted good, but the experience wasn't the best. Oh, it wasn't the best experience? How surprising. Oh, it's not a great experience eating your own limb? Oh, I thought that would be marvelous. I thought that's like, ooh, party time, excellent, better than spring break. On the closure after the accident, the outpouring of compassion and empathy I received from my friends and my loved ones really helped me take on the challenge of this big change in my life. So I was taking care of this body part that took care of me for so long. I was paying homage to it and giving it a proper send-off. Yeah, I think the jury's still out on whether that's a proper send-off, I'm gonna say. Oh man, what do you guys think of that? I mean, that's wild, man. That's a wild. Would you? Well, there's so many questions. Should it be illegal to eat people, even if it's consensual? Also, that's one question. Also, would you try it? Would you try eating a person, eating human? I don't know about that. That's something I'd really have to think about. There's that movie where the people get stranded on a mountain or something, and they have to eat each other. They have to resort to that. If that's the situation, I would, maybe I would have to just live. But in this case, this is just extra shit. This is like, hey guys, let's just do this for fun. Doing it for fun is a whole different thing. So I don't know about that. So anyways, call into Weird AF News. Tell me what you think about that. You get the number. I keep giving it, and I sound like a broken record here.